Okay, hello. I just got back from the 2026 Perfumed Italy trip, and my family has me quarantined because I have a really bad track record of getting COVID after international trips. I'm fine though, I don't think I'm actually sick this time. So what better time than to do a haul video of everything perfume related that I got in Italy. Let's go. Let the cat in the room because she, as you heard, is freaking out. So she's probably going to come into the scene. I will start by attempting to go in order based on city. Um, I bought a lot of perfume while I was there. And so just like a friendly reminder, this is my whole job, and when I lead these perfume group tours like this, the company actually pays for my travel. So just remember, you don't need to spend this much money on perfume. You don't need this many perfumes. Just want to throw that out there. Okay, so I want to start with Milan. So before the group trip started, we started the group in Venice. Me and two friends decided to go to Milan. Milan is obviously the fashion capital of Italy, and as such, you can find, all the designer fragrances there. So I didn't spend a lot of time at those shops because, like, I can go to those anytime. So I was really trying to focus on perfumeries that were specific to Milan. And so on that end, the brand that I actually had the most fun at on the entire trip, this was Profumeria Satine. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Italian for satin. And I got two full-size fragrances from them and one discovery set. So let's go through them. Okay, so here are the two full-size bottles, and you get to choose which color cap you want. The two perfumes that I fell in love with in their shop were, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, but Caccia alla Volpe, which I think has, I know Volpe is fox. I think it has something to do with fox hunt or something like that. It's supposed to be like a British inspired fragrance. And the other perfume that I got from them is Cafe Coretto. This is a wonderful coffee fragrance. So let me just show you like how cool these caps are. So these ones are acrylic, and that is their logo, the S for Satine on there. These are acrylic, but they also have a marble line. I like this one. It's like kind of like green swirly snake situation. So yeah, so the marble line, I believe they have three different types of marble stone from Italy. Here's the Cafe Coretto. This one, I gotta be honest, like I'm obsessed with this color. It's so pretty. Oh man, that's good. It's like we just distilled some coffee beans. Um, so this particular perfume brand is historical. They started in 1883 in Milan, and they actually use, at least they said they did. I haven't like researched too much into this, but I believe they use mostly natural ingredients. I'm not sure if they only use natural, but that was something that the person who was working that day had talked to us about. And what I really liked about them was like not only were their fragrances really good, some of them have been around since the 1930s, and then some of them were more modern, like this Caccia al Volpe. This is one of the ones from the 30s, I believe. Oh, it's so nice. It's like kind of an ambery leather situation, which is like my favorite. And here is the Discovery set. The Discovery set comes with 4 scents that you can choose, and the ones that I chose were Refugio Dolomiti, for the Dolomites, uh, Ventotine, which I believe this one was like a really beautiful green, kind of akin to Naomi Goodsir Nuit de Broccoli, which I love. Milano de Note. This one is like a super sexy white floral. It is really gorgeous. And then Vin Brûlé kind of smells like mulled wine, like a little bit Christmassy. Um, Honestly, like any of these, I would have bought a full size bottle of, but I was like, Jen, you gotta lock it down. You can't like buy every single bottle in the shop full size. We spent about 2 hours there. The sales associate was amazing. She gave us Milanese coffee with chocolate, and like that really amplified um, the perfumes. They had, gosh, I want to say like 15-ish perfumes there, and they were amazing. They also had a collaboration with a local lighting company. What is that? With a local lighting company. Oh, it's actually really cute. I should show you. They have um they just come with like this little thing that says like who packed your order and stuff, but it's pretty. I'll probably put that in my journal actually. So they worked with this local lighting company, and they did what I can only describe as modern perfume lamps. If you watched or listened to the podcast I did recently on DeVilbiss, perfume lamps were this thing where you had a light and it was basically like a diffuser lamp, essentially. I've only ever seen antique ones of these, and so it was really cool to see how a modern one would look. Highly recommend that you check them out. They do ship worldwide, but in terms of stores, the only one that they have is in Milan, and it is not inside, but like right next to the really beautiful shopping mall that you've seen, in all the pictures of Milan, the Vittorio Emanuele II shopping mall. It it was gorgeous. We had an amazing time. I really loved discovering this perfume house. Those were the perfumes that I got in Milan. Then we actually started the group tour and met up with the rest of the group in Venice. And for the perfume crawl there, one of the places we went to is the Merchant of Venice. The Merchant of Venice, they really very much celebrate the history of Venetian perfumery. A lot of people don't know this, but Venice was like a world superpower up until like about, whoa, this is a really cool box, up until about the Middle Ages. And the Merchant of Venice, obviously a Shakespearean nod, they were actually founded in 2013. All of their stuff looks like they've been around longer, but they haven't. 2013. But they do work with the museums in Venice, specifically the Palazzo Mocenigo, which again, I don't think I'm saying that correctly. Um, and they are just very all about just kind of representing the history of Venetian perfumery. And they do this through the glassware. A lot of their bottles are inspired by Murano glass. Anyways, they're pretty easy to get around the world, and I've smelled their stuff before. I've never been like super into their fragrances, but this time I got to sample their Maria Callas perfume, which was created, ooh, look how cute, which was created in collaboration with her estate. And look at this bottle. That is a stunner. What I liked about this fragrance, I think in the past, I have not, like I've always been, somewhat into florals. Like I'm a perfumer, I'm into literally all of them. But I wasn't really into supernatural and like indolic florals. And like I'm just in that era right now. So in addition to the one that I already talked about, Milano di Notte, this one is another one that is very much like a dirty floral, very grown up, antithesis of clean girl. I am, as look at my hair, I'm not a clean girl. So I actually really like this one. And I was very excited to find one from the brand that I enjoyed. And I think it was two other people in our group actually got this same perfume. We all loved it. The next stop on our perfume crawl of Venice was to Muschiere di Rosa e Antoinetta. And that was a very tiny niche fragrance store kind of close to Piazza San Marco. And Muschiere was a Venetian word that indicated muskworker or perfumer. So there's another brand also called Muschiere that is a Venetian fragrance brand. I bought perfume from them in the past, but this time we were excited to go check out, a local little niche store. And probably the most exciting discovery we made on the trip, this was the first of 3 Sicilian perfume brands that I ended up falling in love with. and the brand is called Cicelia. I'm not sure if that is the correct pronunciation. But they have these like amazing caps, and we like saw these in the store window, and we're like, we need to try whatever this cap is. It is, I think it's a pine cone. And when we were in Capri, which by the way is pronounced Capri, not Capri, when we were in Capri, we saw this symbol on a lot of buildings. I think it's a Southern Italian thing. I'm going to look into it. But I thought that was super interesting. So this purple one that I got, this was Aqua di Naxos, and this was like, it's like a green fig that is also kind of sweet. It's really lovely. And then the other one, which again we had, I think it was 3 people again that bought this one. This is Aqua di Ibli, and this one was like a tea biscuit with lemon. It is such a beautiful fragrance. It's really light. It kind of reminds me a little bit of it's so nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a lighter version of Gritty's Chantilly, but a little bit more almond and lighter lemon. It's a really unique gourmand, and I was very excited to get that. It was a good price point too. I believe it was like between 125 and 150 euros, so like not crazy. So next up, those were all the perfumes that I bought in Venice. We were only there for basically a day and a half. And then we went to Florence, which, you know, cradle of the Renaissance, also cradle of the perfume Renaissance, which was happening in lockstep with the larger Renaissance movement. Whenever I do these trips, I like to do a perfume making class with all of my travelers. And for this, we went to a place called Field Toscana. And this was with Sylvia Madari, and she was just a wonderful teacher. She's a master perfumer. She has her own line of perfumes, and then she also does these workshops. And it was in a clothing store that actually features all Florentine work by recent graduates and students. So that was really interesting to do. And basically, she has this mini perfumer's organ that you smell through, and then she helps you make the formula, and then she and her assistant compound it for you. So definitely a great experience. And if you're in Florence, there are a bunch of perfume workshops you can do. Hers was the most reasonably priced, and it was also very central if that is important to you. Next up, you can't go to Florence without going to Santa Maria Novella. It is one of the oldest perfume shops in Europe. And on this occasion, gosh, I love this packaging. It looks like a book. I got Ambra. I'm an Amber girl. I just love Amber. Really, really enjoyed this perfume. It was funny because one of the travelers was the mother of a person who comes to a lot of my events in Seattle, and the mom is like not super into perfume, but she was like game to do everything with us. And she was kind of telling me about fragrances that she liked, and I was immediately like, oh, you're an Amber girl. And so I was like, hey, you should check out this perfume, and she bought it. So I felt like, whoa, I'm actually good at my job, yay. When it comes to Santa Maria Novella, I'm a fangirl because of the history and its association with Catherine de Medici. But I am like actually not super into a lot of their fragrances. They're nice, but like I'm just kind of whatever about them. What I do love, however, are their aperitivos, like perfumed alcohol, essentially. This time I decided to try the rhubarb, the rose elixir, and I had gotten this one the last time that I went to their store. This is delicious. It is dangerous because it is like drinking candy. Okay, and next up I'm going to absolutely not pronounce this correctly. Antica Speziera Eboristeria San Simone. This was an apothecary that you could also do perfume workshops at. This one I think was a little bit more less expensive than some of the other ones in Florence. But what I loved about this shop was it was run by 2 nonas, and they were so funny, and I just love talking to them. One of them was really proficient in English, and she was just hysterical. and like getting us to try everything. And then the other one, the one who owns the store, I believe her name is, I want to say Fernanda. She actually doesn't speak English at all. And I know enough Italian to be dangerous. And so I was like so proud of myself that I could actually talk to her. And she seemed appreciative that I was trying. Anyway, I got one of their gourmand perfumes, Duce Tentacion. Um, and this one is like a nice chocolatey situation. Really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fragrances. We could have spent, hours in there. But at that point, it was our last stop of the day, so we are like kind of tired. But loved it. You should definitely go back, and I would also recommend the workshops they have. Also in Florence, there is a really cool perfume shop that mostly specializes in single note perfumes, but they have other varieties as well. They also sell pomanders, and I had gotten a silver one last time, but I am more of a gold goth, so I mostly wear gold jewelry. And so that's what I got this time. They're called Profumar Firenze. They are one of the ones that have a workshop that's really expensive, but it looks amazing. You get to sit at their like apothecary style perfumer's organ, and it's just awesome. And that's over in Florence's Fragrance Road. We did that, I think, the second day we were there, and we also went to one of my favorite stores in all of Italy. It's called Aquaflor, and it's another perfume shop that also has like soaps and all that kind of stuff. It's a beautiful store if you want to get gifts. Like, look at how, beautiful that is. All of the perfumes are very beautiful and pleasant. This time I got Orfica, and I also got Dolce Vita. I had bought one of their limited edition perfumes the last time I was there, and that one smelled like a Negroni. It was wonderful. I was just in Italy for 2 weeks, and it was, so overwhelming that I actually need to spray this again because I don't even remember what it smelled like. I smelled so many perfumes, it was insane. Oh yeah, another like ambery gourmand. I just, oh god, it smells so good. And actually, I feel like that one would layer really nicely with the Aqua de Ibla. I'm so excited to like play around with these. Orfica is this really beautiful like watery frangipani scent. It also has Lang Lang in it, and it's really nice. I think I'm gonna wear this a lot in the summer. Okay, last stop when we were in Florence was to the Furla store because I wanted a beautiful Italian purse. I've actually been looking at this one for a while and decided to wait till I was there to get one. But like, imagine our surprise when we found out that they also had perfumes. Okay, so the Furla perfume is called Furla Pura, and this one is your standard Italian bergamot jasmine. It's really fresh. I actually don't have a lot of fresh perfumes because, like, as you have seen so far, I'm mostly into the like darker ambery type fragrances. So this is going to be a nice addition for the spring summer. And I also like that they have tiny bottles, and this fit perfectly in my carry-on, so very nice. So as we all know, all roads lead to Rome. Rome has an incredible fragrance road. It's called Via Vittoria. One of the stops on Via Vittoria that I wanted to make was Ortigia. Ortigia is the second of the Sicilian perfume brands that I was talking to you about. And when I was in Italy last year and I stayed at a hotel in Venice, they had the Ortigia. I don't know if it's Ortigia or Ortigia. We're gonna go with Ortigia. They had Ombra Neri, is it Neri or Nera? Ombra Nera shampoo and conditioner, and it smelled so amazing that I was like, okay, I know that there's one on Fragrance Road in Rome, so I need to get the shampoo and conditioner when I come back, and that is what I did. I also went ahead and bought the, how do you even open this? And I also went ahead and bought the matching, oh, it's taped. Also went ahead and bought the matching perfume. I love these, the Sicilian artwork. It's so cool. They had really amazing test strips, and they were the palm trees that you see on the side here. So the testers came in the palm tree and it had like the names on them, and they were really good. Ombre Nera is definitely my favorite, but there was also a fig one that I really liked. So as you can see, there is definitely a theme going with me. Up on Fragrance Road, we had Maison Tahiti, which was a really beautiful perfume store. It is based there in Rome. All of their fragrances are gourmand, and like it's interesting because let me put this back on so they don't fall out. So like a lot of them are similar, but they'll have like one note difference in each one, so very layerable. But a lot of them are very chocolate, vanilla. They have a couple that are tonka bean, and then I was very into a couple of the tonkas as well as the coffee scents. Again, like coffee, leather, fig, amber seems to be like my favorite scent profile. It's like challenging for me to get out of that and go with, you know, florals and greens, but like I am finally entering that era. Anyway, if you're a gourmand lover, this brand, awesome. I got the Discovery set because like I couldn't decide while I was there. There was too much going on. Okay, our last stop on Fragrance Road, and I was so excited to take my group there. Campomarzio 70. They are a chain within Rome, and they also do perfume distribution. They are like the best niche store that I've ever been to. I love that place. I always go to the one on Fragrance Road. I have a sales associate that I love, and she was there the day that we walked in, and she remembered me from last year. So, Lucia, thank you. I love you. You're so great. She is so phenomenal. Campomarzio, please give her a raise. She helped us for like 2 hours. She is so knowledgeable about literally every fragrance in the store. I told her that I really wanted to focus on Italian brands that I couldn't really get anywhere else. This box is crazy. I haven't actually opened any of these yet, as you can see. So this first brand is from Milan, and it's been around since, I believe, the 1600s. Areti Zucca? What is that? I can't tell if it's Luca or Zucca. I don't know. What does that look like? Is that a Z or an L? I have no idea. Anyway, this fragrance is called Narcisco. Let's see if I can figure out how to open this box. Oh, here we go. And this brand, oh my gosh, this brand super appealed to me because first off, their display was incredible. They had like Roman statue caps on each bottle, and it had different busts of people. And so the one that I ended up with was the Caravaggio perfume. So you can see here's Caravaggio's bust on here. Gonna be honest, I don't even remember what this smelled like. But I loved it. Narcisco, was it spikenard? I don't remember. C. Oh. It is Zucca. Zucca means pumpkin in Italian, so extra love that. And it's 1652. This is another one that has the resinous base, but it also had jasmine, cedarwood, and ginger. So it's like, it's kind of like helping me get into more citrus fragrances because it's still got like the aspects that I like. I don't know what it is, but like fragrances that are just citrus, like I can't do it. It's just not me. The next brand, again, like I told Lucia, I was like, hey, so I want to focus on Italian perfumes that I can't get anywhere else. She showed me this brand, Rubini. I'll show you the actual bottle in a second. Their bottles aren't like anything special looking, but look at this packaging. This is like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's acrylic or stone or what. Well, it can't be acrylic. It's like some kind of stone. It's, can you hear that? It's like the most interesting packaging I've ever seen. I was a little freaked out about having it in my suitcase, but it was fine. Okay, so the one that, there's the inside there. The one that I got is called Idilios, and this one is peach and osmanthus. I love osmanthus like so much. I also love peach. I am running out of places to put all these perfumes. I smell like 15 perfumes right now. Oh, that's so good. If you like Gossip Night, I would humbly recommend this one as well. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so again, thank you, Lucia. Campomarzio, that is where it's at if you are in Rome. It's awesome. Okay, continuing in Rome, but off of Fragrance Road. Um, so there is a perfume shop near the Vatican, actually, called Bertozzini Doll 1913. It was so funny when we were there because there was a guy that looked exactly like Stanley Tucci, and so we were like so excited because we thought that Stanley Tucci was a perfume guy. Maybe he is. It was not him though. I was very sad, but I did find the third Sicilian brand of the trip, and this is another one whose font I can't read. The fragrance itself is called Ortigia. I can't tell what the brand is. Siatu? I can't. Shiatu? Siatu? I don't know. But wait till you see this one. Like, I wish that I could tell you that I wasn't like a person that judges a book by its cover or a perfume by its bottle, but I would be lying to you because look at this. Look at it. It's so cool. It's like a triple headed, quadruple headed. It's on all corners. I don't know if it's a goddess or a god, but look at that. Beautiful. This one is like sunshine and fruit. It's specifically osmanthus and green apple. Divine. Just, I'm gonna be wearing this a lot. And here's what the box looks like. Here at the top, that is the brand name. Again, I think it's Siatu or Chiatu. I don't know. But brands, please make sure that your fonts are easier to read because I want to say your brand name right, but I don't know what it is. Okay, and then the last stop that we made in Rome was right up the street from Bertazzini. And where did the thing go? This is actually a Florentine brand. It's Dr. Vranges, and they're actually mostly known for their home fragrances, but they had a wonderful fig and smoke fragrance that I was obsessed with. It is called Nota Tempo, and again, love a small size. I would love for more brands to have sizes like this. This was 15 mil. Other than 15 mil, I think the smallest I can ever get is 30, which, you know, also good. And then I got a hand cream of their most popular scent, which is called Rosso Nobile. This is a gorgeous wine fragrance, but like as a perfume, it was a little bit too much for me. It's like when you smell it, it's like, oh, Jen, you just hit the bottle of wine, which, you know, when in Italy, one must do that. But, you know, I don't always want to smell like that. So I got it in the hand cream. Wonderful. Also, while we were in Rome, I had a morning where I went to the Capuchin crypt. And don't look if you're squeamish. This is, there's the kitty again. This 3,000 Capuchin monks were buried here and artfully arranged. It's in ossuary, so they artfully arranged the bones. Anyways, the reason why I bring it up is because they had a perfume in the gift shop. I didn't get it. It was just a spikenard perfume. And I talked about this a long time ago when I did a thing about the Vatican perfumes, but spikenard was a precious ingredient that Mary Magdalene actually, when she cleaned Jesus's feet in the Bible, used spikenard. And so a lot of the religious fragrances tend to have that as the note, and that was what, it was a roller perfume, and that's what they had. So just thought you might like to know that tidbit. Okay, and then like literally just a couple of blocks away is Wisdomless Tattoo, and I got a little, you can't see it, I got a little cherub tattoo. It's a bar, and It's kind of hilarious because like I've never been to a tattoo place where they encourage you to drink. Like usually they tell you you can't have any alcohol, and this place is like, why not have 5 drinks? I did not have 5 drinks. I had 1 glass of prosecco because I was actually having a very anxious day. But the prosecco plus my adorable tattoo and like the bar itself was really cool. It was almost like a Victorian Roman bar, like crazy mashup. It was really fun. Um, so that was all the places we went to in Rome. Then we had one more day. Okay. On our very last day, we had a full day in Capri. Again, Capri, not Capri. And you've probably heard of Cartusia. Oh my gosh, Kitty. Kitty, hang on. Okay, she's gonna be like running around here. You've definitely heard of Cartusia. You can get that in the United States. This is a brand that has been on the island of Capri for years. Basically, in I think it was the Middle Ages, some monks made a perfume out of native flowers on the island for a visiting queen, and the recipe was lost for like 600 years or whatever, and then the monks rediscovered it in the 1940s and got permission from the Pope to basically start a perfume brand. So that is the history of Cartusia. And I will post like a video just about Cartusia because like you can go visit their factory there. They have beautiful stores. Kitty, oh my god. Um, it's just like it's so beautiful, and they have a garden that like goes up the side of the mountain essentially. It's a very mountainous island, which I didn't know. Um, and anyway, I was like walking around up there, and then all of a sudden my friend came and was like, Jen, I need you to take photos. And I was like, okay, dude, whatever. And he's like, no, 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 look at me. You have to take photos. And then he shows me he had a ring box and he was about to propose to my friend from college. And that was really cool. So I got to be the photographer for that. Anyway, back to Cartusia. Um, these 2 perfumes are from their latest collection. The first one, Myrto. This one is supposed to be like a myrtle perfume. And this one, Basilico. Again, basil. Again, I'm in my herbal green era. I think I like this one slightly more than the myrtle, but I don't know. I smelled the myrtle when we were actually in Venice, and I thought about it the entire trip, but I was like, we're going to Cartusia, so I gotta get it there. I love them both. Good price points. The other one that I got from Cartusia is Gelsonimo di Capri. Um, if you go to Italy and you go to like all these little stores that I've been telling you about, like every single one of them has a perfume called Gelsomini or Gelsomino. Um, it's jasmine. So jasmine grows wildly all over Italy. Everywhere that you go, like the air is just naturally perfumed. Like it's so wonderful and so beautiful and fun to do. So I wanted to get this just like as a scent memory of my time there. Really enjoyed it. And then, of course, I also have like a billion samples that I got at all the different places, which so fun. And I'll be going through everything in the coming weeks. And then also, last but not least, whenever I do one of these perfume trips, I always make a little travel booklet that talks about, the places that we're going and the history. And I also like to make a trip perfume. And so I made this perfume. It's, very basic name, La Dolce Vita. And I gave this to all of my travelers, and it was so funny because they were all wearing it, and it smells like an Aperol spritz. And so it was so funny because like anytime that there would be like a huge crowd and I like couldn't find people, you would just like get this like wafting in of Aperol spritz, and I was like, oh, there's my group. Anyway, I am actually selling these right now. I think we're down to 45 bottles. Limited edition. Once they run out, that's it. But if you would like an Aperol Spritz smelling perfume, check out La Dolce Vita on my website, immortalperfumes.com. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions about any of the brands that I talked about. Again, this is my job. I didn't have to pay for my actual travel, so don't feel that you are, less than. if you don't have as many perfumes or if you're not spending as much money on perfumes, that's not normal. Just want to put that out there. Thanks for watching. And Gigi also says thanks for watching. And follow for more perfume history and good smells.